Today, March 25th, we celebrate the grand opening in Arlington, Texas, of the new Medal of Honor Museum on this, the Medal of Honor Day in the United States. On the podcast today, my co-host Ian and I are going to explore some of the more notable Medal of Honor stories, including the only woman to receive the award. I'm Robert Child, and this is Point of the Spear. Hey guys, I have some great news. I'm thrilled to invite you to explore my newly launched online store, where all my books and audiobooks are now conveniently available in one place. And guess what? By purchasing directly from my store, you'll save money compared to those big-name retailers. It's a win-win. I can't wait for you to check out the collection and perhaps discover new favorites. Head over to the link in this episode's description and dive into a world of captivating stories and incredible savings. Your next great read is just a click away. Visit my online store now and enjoy the best deals on all my books and audiobooks. Here's something that will challenge everything you think you know about courage. Only 3,500 people in American history have received the Medal of Honor, and today, fewer than 100 of them are still alive to tell their stories.
That's fascinating when you consider how many millions have served. What makes these particular stories stand out from all the rest?
Well, take Dr. Mary Walker during the Civil War. She wasn't even supposed to be on the battlefield since women weren't allowed to serve, yet she repeatedly crossed enemy lines alone to treat wounded soldiers from both sides. Her male colleagues were too scared to join her.
And she paid a heavy price for that bravery, spending 4 months as a Confederate prisoner of war, right?
Exactly. And here's what's really interesting. When they tried to take away her Medal of Honor in 1917, she flat out refused to give it back. She wore it every single day until she died, and it wasn't officially restored until 1977.
You know what story really gets to me? Charles Berry on Iwo Jima, literally playing catch with live grenades in that foxhole.
Oh man, can you imagine the pressure of that moment? You're in complete darkness, enemy grenades are landing all around you, and you have to make split-second decisions about whether you have time to throw them back.
And when that final grenade landed too close to throw, he made the ultimate sacrifice without hesitation.
Speaking of split-second decisions, let me tell you about Bryant Womack in Korea. Just 18 years old, working as a combat medic, and even after losing most of his right arm to a mortar blast, he kept treating other wounded soldiers until he literally passed out from blood loss.
That level of dedication at such a young age, it really makes you think about what humans are capable of in extreme situations.
And then there's Matthew Leonard in Vietnam, already a combat veteran from Korea when he found himself leading his platoon after his commander was wounded. Even after taking a sniper's bullet to his left hand, he kept moving between positions, giving orders, rallying his men.
Well, that reminds me a lot of Ty Carter's situation in Afghanistan. 60 American soldiers against more than 300 Taliban fighters. How do you even begin to face those odds?
You know what's incredible about Carter's story? He voluntarily crossed 100 yards of exposed ground 4 separate times for ammunition, supplies, to rescue a wounded soldier, and to retrieve their radio, each time knowing he might not make it back.
And now he's doing equally important work, trying to remove the stigma from post-traumatic stress by dropping the D from PTSD.
But perhaps the most unbelievable story has to be Roy Benavidez. After stepping on a landmine in his first Vietnam tour, doctors said he'd never walk again. So what does he do? Sneaks out of his hospital bed at night to crawl around on his elbows and chin until he could walk again.
And then goes back to Vietnam for what became known as 6 hours in hell, right?
Exactly. Jumps from a helicopter with nothing but a knife into a situation where 12 Special Forces soldiers are surrounded by about 1,000 enemy troops, takes 7 gunshot wounds, multiple stab wounds, has his lung destroyed, severe head trauma, and still manages to save 8 of his fellow soldiers.
That moment when they thought he was dead and he spat in the doctor's face, it's almost beyond belief.
You know what strikes me about all these stories? None of these people set out to be heroes. They were just ordinary people responding to extraordinary circumstances. When President Reagan presented Benavidez's Medal of Honor, he said something really profound. If the story of his heroism were a movie script, you wouldn't believe it.
So what do you think these stories tell us about human nature?
Well, I think they show us that heroism isn't about being fearless. It's about being absolutely terrified, but doing what needs to be done anyway. These stories remind us that in our darkest moments, ordinary people can find extraordinary courage they never knew they had. Thanks, Ian, for helping share these stories.
You got it, mate. I was honored to help tell these American stories.
Turning to the National Medal of Honor Museum, which opens today in Arlington, Texas, it represents a significant milestone in preserving and honoring America's military heritage. After 2.5 years of intensive construction and detailed planning, this landmark institution is finally finished. The museum stands as a testament to the extraordinary acts of valor and sacrifice that have earned service members the nation's highest military decoration. The selection of Arlington as the museum's location carries strategic importance, as highlighted in interviews by Chris Cassidy, President and CEO of the National Medal of Honor Museum Foundation. The central location within the United States makes it accessible to visitors from across the country, while the supportive local community provides an ideal environment for this national treasure. Cassidy emphasizes that the project transcends traditional boundaries, uniting people across military branches, racial backgrounds, and religious affiliations in a shared appreciation of heroism and sacrifice. The museum's core mission focuses on storytelling through approximately 200 immersive narratives, each chronicling the extraordinary actions of Medal of Honor recipients. These stories will be presented through state-of-the-art interactive exhibits designed to engage visitors of all ages. The exhibits utilize cutting-edge technology to create compelling, interactive experiences that bring historical moments to life, making them relevant and accessible to modern audiences. This approach ensures that visitors can connect personally with these stories of courage and character. The facility's architectural design includes numerous versatile spaces that serve multiple functions, enhancing its role as a community gathering place. The impressive Great Hall stands out as a premier event space capable of hosting formal dinners for up to 400 guests. Additional facilities include executive boardrooms, thoughtfully designed outdoor spaces, and an architecturally striking rotunda. Accessibility remains a key priority in the museum's operational planning. The membership structure reflects this commitment through tiered pricing that acknowledges different segments of the community. Military personnel can access memberships starting at $120, while civilian memberships begin at $200. These memberships offer valuable benefits, including early access to exhibits, various discounts throughout the facility, and exclusive invitations to VIP events. The museum's design incorporates numerous architectural elements that create an atmosphere of reverence and inspiration. Each space within the facility contributes to the overall narrative of valor and service, from the soaring rotunda to the intimate exhibition spaces. The interactive exhibits are strategically placed throughout the building, creating a natural flow that enhances the visitor experience and allows for meaningful engagement with the content. The impact of the National Medal of Honor Museum extends far beyond its physical presence in Arlington. It serves as a crucial institution for promoting values of service, sacrifice, and civic responsibility. Through its comprehensive approach to storytelling, education, and community engagement, the museum creates meaningful connections between past acts of valor and present-day opportunities for service and leadership. The museum's commitment to preserving and sharing these stories ensures that the legacy of Medal of Honor recipients continues to inspire and influence future generations. Through its various programs and exhibits, visitors will have the opportunity to explore not only the historical significance of these awards, but also contemplate how these examples of courage and character can inform their own lives and choices. This institution represents a unique combination of historical preservation educational innovation, and community engagement. Its completion marks a significant milestone in how America honors its military heroes and shares their stories with future generations. The National Medal of Honor Museum promises to be more than just a museum. It will serve as a living testament to the extraordinary courage, sacrifice, and character that define the highest traditions of American military service. Thank you for joining us as we celebrated the grand opening of the National Medal of Honor Museum in Texas. I plan to visit soon, and I hope you will too. I'm Robert Child, and this has been Point of the Spear.
Music licensed from audioblocks.com. Point of the Spear is produced by RSC Media Group.